Hey folks, Paul here. I'm just doing a training session on for myself, price action training on the gold 1 minute chart. I run it on the simulator. Most brokers in their, um, or most decent brokers in their, once you open a live account with them, you can get access to a advanced sort of package on their system, and they'll have a bunch of indicators in there. Will generally be a trading simulator, which you can run in your tester between two dates. Now, generally, what I find is that the speed on that is quite slow until you hit the absolute max speed, and then it goes too fast to try and trade. I find on the 1 minute charts, if you have just one off speed of max, you can get the candles print fairly easily, and I just use it to sort of hone my skills in general price action trading. The price action on 1 minute chart is the same. If you didn't have, if you didn't know what time frame it was, it's just another candlestick chart. So it's just a training exercise really for me, and just thought I'd sort of take a video of this one and show you what I do. So on the chart, start with just scroll right back out. Put on the extremes. Get a bit of a look back through, but you want the main. I will put on the range that I'm working inside of. Obviously, this is starting Asia, so we know what to expect through Asia. And then any support or resistance, I think. Trend line we've just broken through here. Looks like there's some support and resistance through here. See support, obviously resistance here, broke it, came back to it here, almost hit here and here. I'm going to drop this just down into these highs. And I'll start to zoom in a little bit. I'm looking for double tops, double bottoms, support and resistance ideas, and bull and bear flags. So at the moment, right out of the bat off the day, we're breaking down. So while this trend line is intact, we're looking for it to continue. You can see the candles print reasonably quickly on the 1 minute chart. You could slow this down, attack. Perhaps if you're approaching an area where you think you might have a trade, you could slow it down a fraction. Nothing here that I see that I'd want to enter a trade yet. We've got just trending down. Okay, so we start to break this high, approaching the trend line. We're rejecting it again, breaking down. Just potential. See whether we make a higher low in here. Got a low, do we make a higher low? Pressing back up, you can see the bullish pressure is starting to kick in. Just broken this trend line. Pressing back down into it again. Rejection. Pressing down again. And I'd be interested in a buy on this. Let's see what we get. Maybe you can just back up towards this resistance. If we fail to make a higher high here, then I'll pull it, but no, it looks like we're making a higher high. So I'll hold on for the moment, once we get up about 10 pips. Remember, this is a 1 minute chart, so I've got the spread set on a pip, which is roughly what it sits around. So you've got some resistance here, you've got a high coming in here. There's some resistance through support. We should get some support through here. And another break higher. Oops. Didn't quite mean to speed it up that much. Going along at that point, be inclined to close that. If I hadn't sped it up, I was actually going to try and slow it down, not speed it up, but anyway. going to look to try and get something out. When we failed to make a higher high in here, we've got a higher high here. Once we failed to make a higher high in here, I'm inclined to getting out of it. Just inside the range now. Try a low in here. We've got current day's low. I like to try and keep an eye on sort of current day's low, and I've got another support a bit farther down. But possibly see a trend line to the upside here. Low to high on it here. If this, no, it looks like we're breaking back down through it. That's why you don't just take long straight off trend lines. So there we get, this could just be a stop run here. This is how I'll try and trade higher time frame charts as well. Okay, so it looks like we are solidly breaking down. And this is why once we failed to see a higher high on this high, once price pressed up, retested it, broke down, while we entered the long trade I had in here from the breaker trend line, uptrend forming, failed to make a higher high, potential for lower prices. Didn't exactly short it because I still felt there's a chance of it potentially stop running here and going higher, but another week to the downside here. Testing daily lows. What time are we looking at here? Sort of around 3 o'clock. Getting towards the end of the Asian session here. Possible low of the day. Okay, so broken this trend line to the upside now. So we've got a low in place. The higher low is really over here. Or over here, so you want to see another higher low come in. You see break this high. With these highs, break back up. Make a higher low, and we might have a run up through this, towards this support area. Might even break it. Some support and resistance up here. Got a lower high, breaking down again. Running this slow, but we're going to make a test for this one. This is just talking through my thought processes. Price prints. We've run that low. Is it going to reject it or is it going to break out? So far we're sort of turtle souping the low, we're rejecting that low. Does it break this high? Retesting, breaking down again. It's going to make a retest on the day's low. Still showing real signs of struggling to break this low. Again, only on a 1 minute chart, but price action is price action. You see this doing this on higher charts as well. I only often on a higher chart, so this was an hourly chart or a 15-minute chart. You know, I'd possibly be entering a lot more trades, so that really tends to tell me that often I'll overtrade. You know, I might have tried to trade one of this swing, but this is why I go in and practice, because just back down, running the day's low. We're going to reject it, close below it. Split a bear flag in here. I might have missed. Could have had a trade on a run through that low. There's a bear pennant in here. Which really should have been picked up on probably. You're going to see some resistance off these levels. New low in. Retesting this old low. Breaking through it. Got this low here. Seems to just be breaking straight through it. Looks to me this was just a run. A 5-pip run. Breaking back through it quite strongly. If we break this high, then we might look to retest this low. Look for a retest of this range, the low of the range, in and this low here. Form a head and shoulders, reverse inverse head and shoulders here potentially. But there's your right shoulder, obviously head, and hopefully forming if we get a swing low form down in here, I'll look to get long. I'll look to test this high. I like how we've broken this high. Only just whipped through it, or only just closed above it, but I'd expect a retest of this level, potentially this low. If you want to be aggressive, you could get long if it pins down into here. Looking at aggressive buys around now. See where these closes. We get a pullback down, we do. Really like the idea of a long in here. This has dragged on a little bit. Pin barring off that old low from over here now. Starting to break higher. No. A bit of a trend line forming down here. We're going to see a break of that, which we've just done. Getting at 4 o'clock, so we're getting towards the end of the Asian session, and now we're getting our springboard up. Okay, so if we get a pullback down here, I'll get long. Okay, then we come. Well, I could get long there. I think I should have gotten in here a little bit late on the entry there. Still sets our stop 10 pips, which is still below this low. Ultimate target's this high, which isn't even 20 pips away. Let's see on a slightly aggressive, I guess, because we hadn't seen this high rebroken, so we've got the sort of right shoulder of our, it hadn't really broken the neckline. I anticipating the neckline break, I guess, on the head and shoulders. Potentially a little aggressive, but oh, look at that. I didn't realise you could open pending orders. You learn something new every day. I don't know quite how I brought up that pending order page. But there's a head and shoulders sort of formation there. Probably stands out fairly clearly, hopefully. Breaking up strongly, we need to break this resistance to make a run for this. Is hopefully what I'm looking for. Fairly strong at the moment. I'm going to see price stay above this trend line. And trail this stop up here. Below these lows and this resistance. This is only demo simulator trading. It's not live charts, so that's on. It's only on the 1 minute chart. But the same rules apply, the same concepts apply on any chart you want to trade. Certainly for myself. So you can see we've had a bit of a bear flag in here. Sorry, a bit of a bull flag. Impulse move. Small sideways movement right below the resistance level. So this is where on a chart you could potentially take half your risk off or take profits. This is your first resistance level. I'm going to hold on to it and look for a press up there at this point. Quickly move down to retest support level in here. And the trend line. Just readjust that slightly. Go back onto these lows rather than the bodies of the candles. See if we can break higher. The trend lines are a little bit vague sometimes, so I don't use them as a hard. See that if this presses up and fails to break this level, I'll probably pull the trade. For the same reasons I pulled this one. I want to see it break it. Bearing in mind we are still in Asia, sort of towards running into the Indo-Asia session, so we've made a higher high. You want to see this trend line respected and press up. I may pause this from time to time if I get interrupted. Back again, just had a slight interruption there, but that's alright. I'll let this run, still looking for it to continue high, press up towards this resistance level for this trend line to stay intact. This is where if you trail, just stop up to break even too soon here. It gets stopped out on a retest. This is also a possibility, obviously, for a second entry. You don't always get this sort of scenario though. So that would be a traditional entry on sort of retest of the neckline, I guess, on your head and shoulders. This is where head and shoulders work the best, when you run an old low, especially if it's a daily low or a weekly low or monthly low. Significant low when the head of the head and shoulders, whether it's inverse or standard, actually runs the previous low, and then you retest your right shoulder. Generally, is a retest of the low that it's run, not the left shoulder head. So this shoulder low, so yeah, that shoulder is actually higher than this. So it comes down and makes a low just above, or if it's a standard head and shoulders, that would be just above or just below the resistance, the higher sort of time frame resistance level in the daily low. This is the current day's low. This low is just above it. We're just breaking this trend line here. Sharp pullback, run above this high, rejected it. Right around 5 o'clock, right around the end of Asia. So does it keep pushing higher, or is it going to make a more significant break? It should make another press higher, and see whether it makes a lower high. And then the right shoulder of your head and shoulders often retests the main high or low that your head and shoulders is forming around. So we're just going sideways here, consolidation. Right into, I think, London Open. At the moment is right around 7 o'clock, I think. It's just breaking down here a little. Retested the back end of this trend line. Could be an area where we could look to cover. I'm just going to see what happens. This isn't a very solid high in here. So whether this low holds. Pressing hard back higher again. And this is the sort of swing low that flushes out weak longs. It's just back into this resistance really. If you look at it like that. Now if you're going purely on the, this is interesting, weeks to the high again, pressing back down, does this support level hold? About a 70-80% chance of these wicks being retested at least. So if you were concerned about your longs in here, you could get out here. Personally, I think we are going to make a test on this high. Not sure how far above that. We've got a high here we're testing. Support and resistance coming in. Big bearish move here. Do we get high or low? Sort of a trend line, I guess. Just low. We managed to make a higher high in here. We just got another wicket in the cricket. I'm just going to pause this and go and be distracted otherwise. Back in a moment. Okay, back again. We'll continue on. Just before I start the simulator again. Still bullish on this, even though we're showing some signs of breakdown. This was a higher time frame chart. If it was a daily chart or something like that, well, I guess it's all the same really. Having run this high and rejected it, we could look to cover some of our long position. You could certainly try to stop up to break even here, or cover below, this area here. But you can certainly see how we've just followed this trend on the way up. Running again. I still still predominantly want to see this hold. I don't like this high much. We don't have many wicks. It's not a real retest to the high. This high here was almost more of a reversal high than this one is. It's a real flat top retest. Sort of almost ABC correction here into the trend line. I think this can catch a lot of people going short. I think lower low, lower high, lower low, we're in a downtrend. But it's just an ABC correction to the short side, and we're still looking to retest this high. So we're hitting that now, breaking through it, struggling, got a new high here. You could certainly look to cover off some of your time. Are we looking in here now? Coming in towards 6:30 chart time. We've retested this high, making another press towards 77. Strong breakthrough. Possible rejection if we break this low. Alright, pressing back up above. So you got another high up here. There's a few support resistance levels probably in here. We'll split another one there. And around here, around 78.11. This we're pressing right up into our target level. That's target hit. That's just 20 pips, 10 pip rest, 20 pip target on this. It's not based on. What I was looking for was to see if we'd broken this low here, and this trend had been broken. Might have looked to pull it. It's just going to continue pressing higher. Speed this up. Touch. A little bit too far extended in this trend in terms of this trend for me to want to look for a bull flag. I really wanted to see possibly retest this old high, make a bounce off that and go higher. We're running at the moment into London Open, so you've got to consider those. Even though if it was a high time frame chart, you wouldn't necessarily be having to deal with that. But making another press high. Potentially rejection of this high. And just really poke through it. It's not much of a rejection. It's really just a probe of that high breakdown. Expect a better test of it. Still consolidating along this trend line. It's a better test, breakdown. I'd look for it to come back down and retest this level. Still not thinking very bearish at the moment. Strong move higher on the day, potential low of the day down here. And this is certainly more consolidation type price action for me than trend break. We've pin barred right into that previous low. Making a new high. Get a retest of it. Or is it just going to break? risky, this one. I might just take it as a scalp, I think. Sure what sort of highs we can break up into here. Get a 1-to-1 trade on something like this. So we want to break higher, retest this low. If we come back down and retest this low, I'll look to pull it at break even if we get a bounce back up there. Come back down now. Yeah, I'm not really liking it. If we get an opportunity to get out up here, I'll pull it. What are we doing there? You're going to make it a stronger surge higher here. Press it down again. And I should have pulled it. This is where I can start making mistakes. So it's the first mistake. I should have pulled the trade when it was up there. But I thought greed takes over and you start to think, hey, maybe it's going to actually make a breakout and run for it. Definitely in consolidation. Not pulling it here because there is still potential for us to retest this bounce back up. Give us an opportunity to pull it. Bit of a knock on the door. I'll be back in a second. Here we go. Opportunity to pull this trade. It's a fairly strong bounce there. I should pull that there. Clears out of that one. That was a bad trade. Well, I think the entry was okay, but once we failed to break here, recording still on. Yep. I'll make a break for it here, potentially. Yeah, I don't like it. So this is rejecting the highs. I'm not sure on the volume on that mic. Might be a bit low. Still think we're really mainly consolidating in this range. Don't really want to get caught up trading it. Possibly sort of a messy head and shoulders type of thing here, but you notice how the head hasn't poked through a major sort of resistance level. It's really only the local highs that it's poked through. It still hasn't made a lower low. It's more consolidation than head and shoulders for me. Could come down and retest this high. That high 76.20 to that low maybe 76. Even into there. And in that 76 big figure region. sweep these lows now. We've got three presses to the low. Might make a break higher from here. Next resistance level from the previous day, just missed it. Starting to break down fairly aggressively here. Take a short here. I'd be inclined to want to pull it. If we get down to here, I think it's just only about a 1-to-1, 10 pips. Yeah, it's about a 1-to-1. It's an aggressive breakdown there. In terms of Elliott wave, this is like a third wave. This is like a fourth, and this is almost like a fifth type thing. So I'm looking for a high, maybe a retest of this. No. Back down again here. For a sweep below these lows. Consolidation, we've swept up a range. Looking for a breakdown. Slight messy trade, this one. Getting a breakdown now, breaking through these lows. What time are we looking here? Often around 9:30 or reverse, around the half hour mark, point of the mark, the hour. Nice solid press down. 76. Is it going to retest this old high? These highs from in here. Get more of a step down. I just pull it at that rather than forcing it to press down. I'm going to get here. Down she comes. Ooh, it's close. Ooh, might have missed it. Press down. Really sort of want at least 1-to-1. Retest that high. Press it down. It's right in that. Almost creating a good turtle soup buy right when my take profit is. I missed it here. Press down here. Here we go. Now we get pressed down out of the sort of bear flag. Here we go. This is almost a good turtle soup long type area. With the bear flag there, is it going to do a false run into this resistance? If it breaks this level and retests, I'll look to get long. For another leg higher. Breaking it here. So now potential retest on this low, a bit like the head and shoulders sort of scenario over here. something like this. It's a strong move. Going to get a retest. I'm going to get long on it, but I prefer to see a retest of this area first to get long off. Break down a little bit here. Zoom in on it a bit. Get resistance potential here, but I think we're going to run the highs. Strong to me. What are we talking now? We're just into the new moon hour. It's just going to go without me. It's too far away now. It's a good trade, I missed it. Potential entry maybe you retest in this candle. It's looking for more of a retest in here. Still get it here, might come down, form a higher low, back off this low, and then get a press higher again. If it breaks this high, I'll look for a retest on it, maybe. Stop needs to be down here somewhere, that's the only problem. Yes. Might get a bull flag. Here. See whether this forms a flag or a pennant. In here maybe something like this. Might flag more. No, might not either. Get a swing low. Flag, I guess, type of thing set up in here maybe. Retested this area here, get a swing low in here, then I'm keen on longs. Still staying inside this channel, breaking out there now. Alright, get a retest. Get long. Which including the spread on the, maybe gets us in there. See what we get here. It's right into this resistance, which could be, you may see. Just going to go straight through it. Nice volatility here. And our take profit comes right in below that, which is only a fluke really. It's not set perfectly, but if it was above it, I probably would have bought it below it. And that resistance level comes from this old high. Straight off this impulse flag, get long. Pause it for a second, guys. Back in a moment. Just continue for a little bit longer, guys, so I probably only see this day out. Might not even see this day on the 1 minute chart. Let's get on lunchtime here. I've got a high in here. Should at least retest that. Pull back in here now. Start a new 15-minute candle at 10:30. Opened here. Could be the wick on the new 15-minute candle formed. Now I want to see it press back up to it here. If it rejects this high, it's closed back below it. Yeah, this looks like with a bullish wick here. If we break that low, I'm out there. This looks like a potential press back down. Might be wrong. Possibly retest this high. If I see this one go, then I'll pull this trade. Might have been a bit impulsive on this short for a retest of this. Get some low, high forming here. I've been a bit impulsive. This is sometimes I get caught up in these. Expecting the market, this could just be a sideways movement before we get a breakout higher. It's really not the best trade, not a clear head and shoulders. I mean, we're just consolidating below an old high. Really dangerous trade. Try and get out of it. Break even if I can. Maybe grab a little bit if it breaks down from here. Might be trying to trap people long. Probably see a lot of stops come up on this type of price action. This is a 1 minute chart, so you might not, but this is the sort of thing where you look for people to trail their stops up here. Press down now. Might get away with it. If I get a retest of this high, I'll pull it. Pressing down now. So in terms of risk rewards, probably not a brilliant trade. It's probably only really 1-to-1. Pressing back up there. Just going to press down much farther. Okay. Possibly. Pulled it. Whoa. Whoa. Press down again. Being greedy. Being greedy. Let's go. Okay, that'll do me. I still think, I don't know, what have we got here? Maybe it's going to drop lower. Just the back side. If it breaks back above this, still at this overall resistance level. Got a low, lower low, form a higher low in here. Retesting, you can do another sweep on this low. Needs to break this, almost break back into this trend line. You need to try and be honest with yourself with these two and not look back at old charts. Or don't trade yesterday's price action on charts that you've already traded. If you can't get the history on a 1 minute chart, jump onto something that you don't normally trade, you know, as yen or sometimes though I guess the price action can be a bit different on those other charts. They have their own individual price action tendencies, I guess. But this isn't really, this is just about training yourself. We're back into the consolidation range. This is where I often make mistakes in this type of a environment where we're choppy inside of old consolidations. You can see here with this trade, I was a bit impulsive on it, jumping in, looking for a clean, press back up, head and shoulders type breakdown. Mental stop was just above this high, so I probably would have taken a 7-8 pip stop. Ended up getting out of it for 8 pips, but that was pretty lucky to get 1 ones. What we got here, she's looking better. Back above this consolidation. We get a retest here, and then we'll look for a, might just be going to go here, I think. So we ran the low, impulsive move, rejecting it, breaking back above this. So I looked for this to hold. Sideways a bit. Might have been a bit early on this entry. We may get a better pullback into this to retest this high. Would have been a better entry potentially. Look for a run through. Yeah. Still bullish on it. Strong press down. Micro trend here, making lower highs, lower lows. This is where a good entry would have been on a break of this trend. Retest this low, break of the trend, it would have been a better entry. Another entry, if you'd gotten in sort of here, your entry price would have been the same. You wouldn't have had to sit through all this muck. May still come back down and run this low into this high and then go high. In this type of trading, I guess if you were trading this on an hourly chart, you probably need 100 pip stops. If you're trading like this, you can see how price still. So if this was an hourly chart and you're looking to go long here with a tight stop, below these lows or something, you may still get a run into this support level. You can nearly be stopped out already on an hourly chart, whereas because it's a 1 minute chart, it's a mistake I can sometimes make is just holding my stops too close. An uptrend forming in here, possibly. Trend lines are not my main go-to. This is still very much almost a consolidation area in this box price. Looks like it wants to retest this 1478.11 area. Pull that there. I think we'll probably get a retest of this. No, maybe not. Okay. I might bear that. A bit impulsive on that long. Better entry would have been the retest to the top of the consolidation. Consolidation. Through here. Consolidation area. Breakout. Retest. Entry. Would have been a far better entry. Anchoring that from here to this low. Also gone long right into these old highs, which was potentially not the smartest move, but I'm looking for a run through these highs. And I want to see a bit of a continuation here. I think I'll pull it just as a run through this high. That's about an hour's practice run. I might run it for a bit longer, but I might not upload the whole thing. If I don't think I took a loss in there. If I did, maybe a small one. It's actually not too bad. We've gone from 10 grand to 3 grand. It's pretty aggressive trading. It's trading 5 lots on 10 grand account type thing, which is really aggressive. Far more aggressive than what you should be if you're trading a 10k account. It's just what the lots simulator I last did this in on. So, a few good trades in there, a few bad ones. This was a good one here. This wasn't such a good trade in here. This trade here I could have had a better entry on. I think it was still a good trade on a run through this resistance level, which was the idea on this trade. I think it was a good idea to cut this trade when I did here. You can see it wouldn't have come down and hit our stop down here, but yeah, to sit through this type of price action is not very comfortable. So you get a move, you're always going to get a big one. May get some continuation here. We're looking at running into New York, sort of London lunch, New York at this point on this day. So hopefully that gives you a bit of an idea as to what I'm looking at for price action forums. It's just how I go in and practice trading random days price action. Half an hour a day or something, an hour a day, get a few trades. Sometimes you don't always get a graph like this with winners. You have losers, you make a lot of mistakes, chopped up a lot. And just try and reduce those mistakes and learn from what you're doing. I still find I tend to make the same mistakes, impulsive mistakes like this one here, getting in here instead of waiting for the pullback. Getting short on this is one I make often, where you'll see a rejection of a high like this, and then I'll get short and the press is still higher and holds, presses, and then I might get out here and then it drops back down and then you jump in, and so trying to eradicate those sorts of mistakes from my trading and keep it much more rule-based, recognise consolidation, breakout, retest, go. I mean, the real basics of trading, really. Your head and shoulders patterns, your patterns that you trade. Looking for trends to continue, trends to form, potential reversal points, support and resistance. You can see how even on a 1 minute chart, support and resistance ideas apply. Hopefully that might be some help. If I don't happen to cut it, or I might break it up into a few and we'll continue on from here. I want to see here whether we manage to hold above this. We've got what, one, couple of main presses up. One press, pull back, two press, pull back, three press. Back up again, we've retested the previous day's high. I think you'll find is what this is his old high, previous day's high. So a run on an old previous day's high, that's why I pulled the trade. Even though at the moment I've pulled it right at the top. Might look picture perfect, it was a bit of a fluke to get that, it was just on the press up. Still think looking at this price action forming a bull flag here. But it's a bull flag right at the top of a trend, so to take it might be, there's a bull flag forming in there. But at the same time it's a bull flag that's broken a trend line in here. So if we look at this, sort of trend line forming through there. I know the chart's starting to get a bit messy here. Breaking out here. Flag on this is almost equal to the flagpole. As you see this one here, nice long flagpole at the start of a new trend. Tight sort of flag. On this one, gave us a nice move. This one's at the top of a trend, running an old daily high. And the flag, pullback part of the flag, whoops, just moved that. Where's it? Hold on, oh, it's right on still. I may be wrong here, it might just smash higher for the day. Below the day it might smash higher, but if this flag was forming on top of this old daily high, I'd be much happier with it. Hitting this trend line now. Let's see whether it holds. Certainly, even though it's broken here, it hasn't really surged up. Might be time to get rid of a few lines, I think, and reassess where we're at. So we're breaking down into New York. Broken this support level. Might be forming a larger head and shoulders. This might be the head. It's a bit of a head and shoulders here actually. Head, the right shoulder retests the high, left shoulder. That's why zooming out can sometimes be of assistance. You've got this resistance level in here. Breaking that to the downside now. And bit of a downtrend starting to form here. Happy to get short while we are we here? So we're at 1400, so we're in New York. Could be a New York reversal. Don't know what day the 17th of December was. Is that a Thursday? Are we going? The Friday must have been the 19th. So this is a Wednesday, so it's not a Thursday reversal. Bouncing off this support level here, which we've hit before. See whether this trend line holds. This resistance, support, turn resistance. See it, hit it here. See it sat on top of it through here. It's probably not a bad level. To extend all the way through. And you can see. You can see you higher low in here. Struggling to break this area. Could take some profits off if it gets back down to this. We've already retested it once here, so attacking these lows into this support level was reasonable, I think. While we're below this resistance and the trend line, I'm happy to stay short. Trend line still sort of stays there. Just drifted outside of it. We haven't impulsively broken. Sort of just drifted sideways outside the trend line. This is where trend lines can be a bit vague. New trend line might be. And that's where a trend line break would lead you off course potentially. Trend lines are in there. They can be a bit vague as far as I'm concerned. They're not. not making consolidation through here. What time are we? You want to trade past 1800 generally. 15, 1600. Still retesting this support. I'm glad I wasn't in this sort of trade live. I don't like being in these types of trades live when they don't really get going for you, and possibly bullish for a small loss right here. Just drifted sideways, pressing back up. Fairly decent. Through here. Here we go. This is what we're after. Retest. Breakdown. Consolidation. Runs the consolidation. And breaks down. This is where, ooh, look at that, hit this resistance. Convert straight off it. Are we going to continue? Certainly don't really want to see it run this high. Don't even really want to see it come back to my entry. This is where if I was trading this live at this time of day, late New York, probably be pulling it. Yeah. Don't really like it much. High here, big wick on that. This is getting really messy, but really messy. Stop run above the high. Rejected it. That's why I didn't exit the trade. If we'd closed above this high, I'd have pulled it. Because it closed with this hammer candle through the high. Nice rejection. Hold on to it. Retesting this. Closed above it. Retesting the bottom of this consolidation. A bit of battle now between the bottom of this consolidation and this resistance area. This just goes to show how previous resistance, even on a 1 minute chart, you know, if you zoomed in on this, you wouldn't know whether it was a 1 minute chart or maybe a little bit more wicky than higher time frame charts. But the Euro USD daily currently, you know, these long wicks, not a lot of difference, you know, in terms of, apart from look at how big the stops that you need to be in relative terms to the chart. That's something that really sticks out for me. So if you're trading the daily chart, you know, your stop needs to be well above these areas, or you get wigged out on something like this, and normally I'd be stopped out on this run through, on this type of trade. And I might have made a mistake again here. Let's see what we get. See whether we stay below this. We get a lower high. I'm looking for a lower high to form in here and another press lower. At least one more press lower through these lows and maybe through those lows. Still reckon we can get this level retested. Here we go. How does this candle close? Yep, there's a make a lower low. Yes, lower low in. Retest. Same sorts of things we're looking at on the way up, and now looking at on the way down. A little bit of a wick in there. Retesting. Really want to break. Press for it now. No, almost. Will it come up? Lunchtime? Okay, come up for lunch. Sure. Yeah. Okay, back again, sorry about that. We'll hit this, see whether we can get this trade closed, and if we can close this one out, then I'll call it quits on this session. But I try and do this once every couple of days, once a week, couple of times a week. I'm trying to do it more and more. Just running random price action through and testing myself. You can see where basic support and resistance ideas. For those basic bull flag, bear flag type trades. This trade here was more of a head and shoulders type idea on this, even though it's not a clean head and shoulders. See if you scroll out on it, it's probably looking cleaner here. You got your left shoulder, your head, your right shoulder. You can see where the right shoulder retests the same levels as the left. And it could even break this area, this low. Could even run for the day's lows from here, this late in New York. You get a reversal. This could be a big strong reversal on this day. I don't know. So that was the pattern, basic pattern behind this. That's why I left this trend line on. So it's broken. And that's why I held this trade through this mess. I was a little bit eager, I think, getting in here. This could have just been a sort of more ABCD reversal type thing, before going higher here. So possibly a little bit lucky. I'm not sure what this is doing. This has got sell written over here. Oh, because these levels are from when I zoomed in, because it's paused. That's what that is. Okay. Oops. Good. Zoom out. Across again. So we will continue this running, and I'll finish it up. down. And is it going to take it? Is it going to take it? Oh, I might even just close it manually there. Ooh. Close it there. We should get a retest of that. There we go. There we go. Into that support level. There we go. Triggered it itself. So there we have it. I guess a quick recap on those trades. This trade here I think was a good one. Breakout above this high, looking for a run through the previous day's high. Exit on that might have been a bit lucky. I think I talked you through that as it happened. You know, it was an overall head and shoulders, not as tight a head and shoulders as this reverse head and shoulders idea was tighter. Again, looking for a run on this current day's low. You see how this is a run on the current day's low. This one's a run on the previous day's high. May bounce off this level back up here and then head lower. So what we could always do, what I'd be looking for potentially is bounce back up to here and then a move lower potentially to make the low of the day. We'll see what it does. It just goes straight back down to this level. Nice bear flag in here. And we come back up, retest, break down again, another short opportunity there. Continues on from there, probably just to flatten out for the day. So you could have made a move on the day's low, almost made another reverse head and shoulders in here for a run higher. So there you have it. Plus sort of $4,000 trading really aggressively with 5 standard lots on a 10k account. We made 40% return inside a day. You're never going to trade that aggressively, you know, live. Obviously 100% winners, I think you know that. No point looking at any of that. And hopefully one day I'll be able to trade live that well. That's one of my best sessions yesterday. I started well and then sort of paled off as the day went on with my test. But yeah, I think it's definitely worthwhile if you've got access to one of these simulators to get in there and test your ability marking out the levels. The 1 minute chart moves at a good speed. You've got to mark the levels out and get a decent sample size of price action inside, say, an hour. I think I've been running now for around an hour, hour and a half. So I'm going to cut it there, and I'll probably upload this in 2 or 3 parts. I hope that helps. Good luck and good trading.